Hey, CFL fans, the 112th Grey Cup is in the books. All credit to the Saskatchewan Roughriders for beating the Montreal Alouettes 25-17. And we, as the Three Down Bros, will discuss this. We will wonder what if our Lions made it in, but credit's due. So let's kick it around with the bros now.
And we're back.
Well, guys, 25-17. Roland and I, we were like wondering all game what could have been. And part-time Riders fan Greg probably wondering what could have been as well. So I will say, let's kick it to Roland. What are your thoughts as you're watching this game?
Yeah, well, first of all, for those who are joining us online, welcome. Thanks that you can join us tonight. If you have any thoughts or comments, just put it on the chat as usual, and we'll be able to bring it up on screen, and we'll interact with you that way. So Just Believe says, "Hey, game was awful. Lions make it an else win. Stamps beat the Lions and they win." Uh, I'm not sure I understand what that means. Uh, anyway, my my high level thoughts. Um, yeah, I think first from a Lions perspective, it was a missed opportunity. We knew that without Alexander being 100% healthy, that there's a good chance whoever they play is going to win. Now Saskatchewan still played a good game, but I think if the Lions had beat Saskatchewan and we were playing the Owls, there probably would have been a chance that we would have won. But we'll never know because we didn't pass that hurdle. But on the game itself, um, Saskatchewan, I think, played with a lot more hunger than the Owls did. Initially, when it started, it was pretty pretty even. Both teams were able to stop the other teams running, but it started to show its cracks when Alexander started throwing short, and there was that interception early in the game, uh, and then there was quite a few more short passes that was not on target, and I think his leg was hurting him. And oh yeah, there's a comment here from Ivan H. I think this is the first time you've commented with us, so welcome, Ivan H. Shea Patterson, what are you doing? Yeah, that I think was the turning point of the game. That fumble there. Just Believe says, if the Lions beat the Riders, the Owls would win the Grey Cup. If the Stamps beat the Lions, the Stamps would win it all. Well, I don't know about that, Just Believe, but sure. uh,
Yes, you just believe.
yeah. Daniel says, hey guys. Evan H says, Shea Patterson, hold on to the ball challenge. Yeah, that's all he needed to do was get the first down, and he got the first down. But Just Believe says, yeah, that Shea Patterson fumble blew the game. In the replays, it looks like he had the ball, and then when the tackle was made, uh, the, the tackler's helmet hit his arm, and it just the ball popped loose. So he wasn't holding onto it as well as he could have. Daniel says, if that was Nathan on the 3 yard line, he would have scored. Yeah, probably. Just Believe says, Stamps had the highest peak of any team, in my opinion, this season.
Uh,
Just
like
Believes
the first half of the season doesn't count. Just believe you've been around the CFL. We've been around the CFL long enough to know it doesn't really matter what happens
in the beginning.
In the beginning is what really happens at the end.
Towards the end. Evan H says Ouellette should have won MVP. Yeah, I can see that because initially he had a couple good runs, and then they were stuffing him, and then they adjusted. Whether it was him adjusting or the O line adjusting, he started getting the runs, and then he was able to get short passes and make good yardage out of that too. But yeah, but they gave it to Harris. I guess they figured he's been around for so long and it's the first time he's won the Grey Cup. He probably deserves it, for everything that he's done. I guess not just for this year. Maybe that's why they gave it to him. Um, Arthur, what do you think of the gameplay between the two teams?
I think Montreal had their moments early. Their defense was strong. Alexander was looking good. Didn't like that deep throw that initially got intercepted, but then got the touchdown, and they're up 7-1.
Yeah,
Give the Riders credit; they answered that touchdown right back with their own touchdown.
yeah,
You can, and we mentioned this, Roland, during the game. You could see the tide turning toward Saskatchewan in that on that series where before Ouellette was getting 4, 5, 6, he was getting 6, 7, 8 yards.
yeah,
That the Saskatchewan O line was starting to take over the game.
yeah,
Um, Montreal's D line, I thought, would have more of an impact on the game. It had less of an impact than I thought it would. And Trevor Harris got very comfortable,
yeah,
very, very comfortable throwing.
yeah. Was he
And
ever pressured at all in the whole game?
I mean, I'm not
I don't
sure
remember
he
if he was.
made any
Yeah, I don't remember.
sacks that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm not watching this as intently
Yes.
as if it was a Lions game. I mean, I was watching the Seahawks game and the Canucks game at the same time.
Yeah, no, he seemed very comfortable. I think
Mm,
if he was pressured, it was just like once or twice, but it looked like he was very comfortable.
very comfortable, and then and just it the Saskatchewan defense when it needed to make a play, it seemed like they stepped up. We mentioned that fumble on the 2 yard line by Shea Patterson, which is very unfortunate
Yeah,
for Montreal. It would have made a more interesting game if had they tied it up,
yeah, that's right.
and there's a lot more drama. But when one team is up by 8 and the chasing team has a quarterback on one leg, um, it was and the time was running out. It was going to be tough
Yeah,
for Montreal to mount a comeback, but they hung in there. Alexander, what a gamer to make it a game,
yeah,
make some plays, but obviously, if he was 100%, I would have loved to see a game when he was 100%.
yeah. Evan H says, "How come they have a Canadian MVP award? What if the best Canadian one year has two catches? Does he automatically win?" Yeah, I don't. I guess it's the same way that we have a most outstanding Canadian. I mean, we are the Canadian Football League, so I guess they're recognizing the Canadian players in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Evan H asks, Saskatchewan was best team all year and are well positioned to return next year. Are they the next Winnipeg Dynasty? That's a good question. It's 1 year, so it may not be a pattern yet. I mean, if they keep getting to the Grey Cup or keep getting to the Western Finals for a few years, then I think that would be a different story. But 1 year, it's hard to tell whether it's going to continue.
Winnipeg went 5 years in a row. They won 2.
Yeah,
So let's hold the horses on the dynasty talk until at least they make 2 or 3 straight Grey Cups and win at least 2 of them. But I mean, it's going to be competitive in the West. I mean, BC's on the uptick. You could say Calgary and Edmonton are on the uptick.
yeah,
So we'll see what happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
Devilles. Devilles, I think this is the first time you're commenting here too, so welcome. Glad you can join us. My son and I did not understand a QB sneak at the 2. RB had done some good things. It made no sense. Oh, I guess you're talking about the Shea Patterson one. Yeah, yeah, true. But this is something that they've practiced all year, and they've actually used this play like throughout the whole year. So, as the short yardage quarterback, this is what this is his main focus, right? This is his play. Uh, so I don't blame them for calling that play, but I don't know. What do you think, Arthur?
You have one. The defense is 1 yard off the ball. It's 2nd and 2 on the 3 yard line. So if you do a deep handoff, what if they blow it up? If they blow that play up, you do a deep handoff, it'll be 3rd and 4 or 5. Then you're kicking a field goal, right? So there's more risk when you do a deep handoff to a running back, as you're indicating.
Yeah.
Now, if you do a quarterback sneak, all you need is at least 1 yard on second down because it was 2nd and 2. You're on the 3 yard line, you sneak, you get 1 yard, then at least on third down, you can still go for it. 3rd and 1, another quarterback sneak. So you're moving the ball upfield. When you do a deep handoff, you risk someone shooting an A or B gap and trapping your running back behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And then you basically have to kick a field goal. It'll be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. So that's kind of why I'm fine with the sneak. I didn't think they needed to. The second down attempt should have been more conservative, like a more conservative sneak, like maybe. But you got to give Saskatchewan credit; they hit that block really hard, and
Yeah.
the ball popped loose. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I said that I think Saskatchewan was the hungrier team. They were making every play count, and even just tackling the quarterback, they were trying to make it count, right?
Yeah.
Um, Just Believe says Saskatchewan shouldn't have won. They were not the best team this year. The Ticats, Stamps, and Als were all better. Okay, and then Evan H responds, "I'm a Ticats fan. In no way the Cars. I guess he's talking about the Cats were better than Saskatchewan at any point. Ticats have a rough future." Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
okay, go
uh,
ahead. Go ahead.
I love Bo Levi, and I think they have potential. I don't think they have a rough future. I think they just need to tweak a few things. What do you think, Arthur?
Well, for the tie, I know Just Release is pushing the Stamps narrative. That's fine. I mean, is Ottawa a better team? Okay, like I mean, let's be real. Saskatchewan, apart from losing 2 games to Calgary early, um, yeah, they cruised. So, um, yeah, I mean, but those were 2 early wins, and VA had really good games. Yeah, credit to
Yeah,
Calgary for beating Saskatchewan early, but you needed to beat BC. You needed to beat BC down the stretch where it counts,
yes, and they did.
and you
Yeah,
lost 3 games to BC at the last 5 weeks of the season, or whatever, 6 weeks of the season. So BC should have been easy pickings for for Calgary, um, being a much better team. BC needed basically to win both to have any chance at second. So
yeah,
yeah. So I mean, Calgary had a good year. Don't get me wrong, and Royal and I, we love Vernon Adams Jr. Um, when he doesn't play BC, and he had a really good game
he
in the
did.
semifinal.
Yeah,
So the special teams won that one game for the BC Lions. So
yeah,
yeah, no, I mean, I'm not throwing shade. Just I mean, Saskatchewan was the class of the West
yeah.
all year.
But Calgary is definitely the most improved team from last year to
Yeah,
this year.
I mean, they were the worst team in the league
Yeah.
to
So
third in the West. So it's a good, and then let's see what happens next year, right? They had some good years from some people. They had some injuries.
yeah,
Let's see what happens again. And free agency in the CFL changes quite a bit, especially with individual players. When they have really good years, they're going to get paid. It's a very competitive league. Um, so we'll have to see. Even for our Lions, we have to see when the dust settles after free agency, what kind of team we have, and then there might be changes with the coaching staffs. Might be so let's see what happens. But
yeah,
yeah, I think I like the Lions' chances going to 2026 personally.
yeah. So one more thing I just want to add to Calgary. I mean, I they not only were they the most improved, but also pretty impressive given that they got rid of so many vets and it's almost like a complete rebuild with a brand new quarterback. So for them to have gotten this far is quite a huge testament. So if they're able to build on that next year, they're going to be even better. So that's why Saskatchewan being a dynasty, I think, is going to be tough because there's going to be a lot of good Western teams, right? The BC's the other. Um, Daniel says Saskatchewan O line is a very good example of what the Lions hopefully will be like next year. Yeah, their O line is what we needed to have. Our O line was
I mean,
uh,
we mentioned Roland the power running game for
yes,
Saskatchewan is something that BC would need. Um, yeah.
yeah, yeah. We saw in the Western Final we could not run against Saskatchewan. Um, Evan H says 2026 Grey Cup prediction in Calgary. Just Believe says Stamps winning next year at home. Hope I can be there. Daniel says BC will win the cup next year. I'm saying it now. So
You got an early prediction, Roland. It's not your
me,
official prediction. We'll do that in a few months.
it's. I mean, it's a bit too soon to say, but I think. I
Come
mean,
on, you got
definitely as a
early.
Lions fan, I want BC to win, and I think we were so close this year. If we're able to tweak, you know, to tweak our weaknesses, like what Daniel says, our O line, our secondary on the defense, our defensive line, just tweak it, right? I think we have a good chance.
What I'll say is we have the best player in the league, who is in his prime, age prime, and another off season with the Buck Pierce offense will help Nathan Rourke. So with that in mind, with one of the best offensive coordinators and the best quarterback and player in the league,
Yeah,
why doesn't BC have a really good chance to make the Grey Cup? Of course, we need a good defense. We need a lot of other components, but there's going to be some changes in free agency. We have some key components under contract for next year, and we have the best player. So I have no qualms saying I think BC has a really good chance to make it to the Grey Cup.
yeah. So Just Believe is questioning that. He says, "Can we talk about Rourke winning MOP over Bo? Bo had more passing yards, 5 more TDs, and 5 less interceptions. He had the same record.
Go for it, Roland.
I mean, definitely Bo Levi had a huge year. I got to give him credit. A lot of people thought he was washed up when he left Calgary, but he's proven everyone wrong. And that's why I think the Ticats is is on an upward trajectory, and I don't think I, I don't think they're that bad, right? I think they could be a very good team. Um, Now, in terms of stats, I mean, Bo played 2 more games than Nathan did. So if Nathan wasn't injured, he probably would have had more yards. He would have had more yards, right?
I
Passing,
mean, Nate was 8 yards behind with two less games played.
yeah, and and
I mean,
in terms of the um, when I think of MOP, we also think of how critical is he to the team, right? And I think uh, Nate being critical to BC is huge because he makes plays and extends plays a lot, and that's something that with Bo Levi, his age, I guess, right? Like like the yards, right? Um, Nathan Rourke's yards, rushing yards, is comparable to other running backs, and he's not a running back, right? so that I think kind of tipped the scale for the for the judges. What do you think, Arthur?
yeah, the running stats are there. I mean, I know Just Believe is trying to say that. Look at how many interceptions per 100 throws. Sure,
Yeah,
Bo Levi's a better thrower, a
yeah.
more accurate thrower. Would you say he has a better receiving core than Nate does? It's pretty close.
It's close. Yeah,
It's pretty close. I would say Nate does much more on his feet. Um, the O line for Hamilton probably better than BC's, but maybe it's comparable. You have to think about that.
yeah,
If you but yeah, I mean Bo nothing no shit at Bo Levi. He had a great year. Just that I think with 500 more yards or whatever on the ground and all those rushing TDs, that's got to count for something.
yeah. All right.
All right.
Um, Daniel says Calgary are going to do what they ever they can to be in their own Grey Cup. Yeah, for sure. I think next year's going to be exciting because you've got Saskatchewan looking for a repeat. You got Calgary, who we just said was has been the biggest improved team, and so I think they're going to build on that. BC will definitely build on this year. So we've got you know those three teams, right? So it's just Winnipeg. Uh, Winnipeg might be on a downward trend. Sad to say, and Edmonton. I don't know. What do you think about Edmonton? They improved this year. Not as much as Calgary, but they were also on an upward trajectory. So
Yeah, well, once they went to Cody Fajero as their starting quarterback,
yeah,
and their defense kind of got underneath, kind of got some traction. They had a lot of injuries as well to their defenders,
yeah,
their core defenders, but and then some of their young guys on the defense stepped up. Um, Rankin's a playmaker, and Cody, you can win with Cody. With Trey Ford, just maybe not the right fit. And yeah, I think Edmonton's going to be pretty competitive. If there's four competitive teams in the West, and hey, Trevor Harris, whether he wants to retire or not, if he retires, then
yeah,
Saskatchewan is definitely not as strong. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm on the fence, bro.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's gonna be what? 30, he's 39. He's gonna be 40 sometime next year. So
If they can get a fairly decent quarterback, Saskatchewan is still a good team. I mean, they got the good defense. They've got a good O line. They've got good running back.
they're not
So
gonna find a Trevor Harris quality quarterback in free agency
yeah,
who
but
who can does that quick, accurate, quick passing game. They could potentially get Trey Ford, but he's a different type of quarterback, right?
yeah,
And maybe very effective in that system, but we'll see. And Mark Mueller might be a head coaching candidate somewhere in the league.
yeah,
And so if they lose their OC, then let's see what happens. So I think there's a lot of moving parts, but yeah, I think Saskatchewan, hey, they're going to be the team to beat next year for sure.
yeah. Daniel says Trevor will not retire. Just Believe says hope Trevor retires. um,
He's going to eventually retire.
Eventually, but when is the
I
is the
mean, he's
question?
39 this year, so I
Yeah,
mean, he's close to retirement, if
yeah.
not at
But
retirement.
if he's got a good O line around him like he did this year, he's taking very few hits and he stays in the pocket. He very rarely has to scramble.
I mean,
So
yeah,
that might extend his,
yeah,
yeah,
good point. The prior year he was injured more. This past year only a couple of games, right?
yeah,
So, but maybe he's like, okay, well, what happened 2 years ago? I was knocked out for a few games. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, maybe he will come back with. I mean, he was upright most of this game, pretty
yeah,
comfortable.
yeah,
So,
very comfortable. Second last Starfighter says, "Well, boys, does this Saskatchewan win make last week's loss hurt less, or hurt more? It hurts more for me, knowing what could have been. Lions taking on an injured Alexander would have been huge for us. Yeah, I'm on that latter category,
yeah,
on that what if, right? And we said it. We said it prior to the Western Final. We said whoever plays Montreal is going to have an advantage because of Alexander's injury. And so we really wanted Lions to win, and that was such a huge missed opportunity.
I agree, 100%. Lions just needed to make a couple more plays or one more play with 3 minutes left, right? So,
Yeah,
but the last 3 minutes in CFL, those is when you need to out execute the other team.
yeah, that's right.
Um, and
But
yeah, they didn't
yeah,
make enough plays.
no, and I think I still hang part of the blame to the play calling. Play calling could have been better. I think we were outcoached a bit at the end of the game because today, if you look at Saskatchewan, they were aggressive. So play calls were aggressive. Coaches were aggressive. That early challenge where they challenged the PI in the end zone.
Yep.
That could have gone the other way because that was marginal. And if it had gone the other way, they would have lost the timeout early in the game. But the coach was aggressive, and it went their way. They got the call, and it resulted in the touchdown. So from that point on, it was just aggressive. Even at the end, when they had to hold on to the lead, they were aggressive compared to our conservative play when we had the lead last week.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
I think we were outcoached a bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's sounds looks like it, right? It
Yeah.
definitely looks. I mean, unless the coaches were calling a play and the players just didn't execute, right? So we,
Yeah.
but yeah, it looked like we went into a shell. We're hoping that they would make a mistake, or we would just, and we're trying to run them out of time.
Yeah.
And well,
Yeah.
that's
Morbital. We
kind of
were one first down away. Yeah. Arthur and I were saying just two first downs. Get us two first downs and that's it. But we couldn't do it. Um, Daniel says Lions played better in Western Final than Montreal did tonight. Yeah, Arthur was saying that throughout the game too. Uh, yeah, you found the game boring at the first half too, right? it was only I think in the latter half of the third quarter into the actually even just the fourth quarter that it started to get exciting.
mm-hmm.
Um, Daniel says I think Trevor's not done yet. 2 more years with Saskatchewan. Evan says, is this Alouette's Marshawn Lynch moment? And DeVille says, I think so.
All I know is Father Time is undefeated, guys. And eventually, Father Time catches up to all of us.
Yeah, it does.
Trevor Harris included. And, he's got to listen to his body. Um, and, it's when you retire on top as an MVP as well, it's hard to top it.
Yeah.
And
But
but I was jokingly wrong with Roland. He has 4 kids. It's a lot of mouths to feed. So maybe he does play for a couple more years for his sons or his children. So
it's hard for athletes to retire when they're at the top because there's such fierce competitors. They wanna keep going, right? And so most of them go past their peak, start coming down, and then eventually they're forced to retire. Yeah. Just Believe says Trevor falling off next year. Evan H says, did you all like the halftime show? To be honest, I don't know any of his songs. But Arthur recognized one song, right?
yeah, I recognize some of the tunes. Like if you're on social media enough that they tag these songs and these funny videos, things like that. So
Yeah. Talents Aviation says Bombers or Hamilton versus BC would have done numbers there. Wasn't very fun to be there for the most part. Kind of mid. Okay, so Talents was at the Grey Cup. Okay, cool. Morbiton says, I mean, I was amped for MGK. Not really. Okay.
Machine Gun Kelly, right?
Yeah.
I think that's his name.
Just Believe says, if Hamilton won last week, they would have won this week easy. I'm not sure about that. Well, Morbital says Louis went out on a legend. Okay, he did. I remember that he had a touchdown too, right? They gave him a touchdown and he actually got executed it. So second last Starfighter. Were you guys surprised how many boos Johnson got at the end? Jeez, he's almost caught up to Gary Bettman.
Oh, he's nowhere near Gary Bettman. Trust me, guys. Come on, he's nowhere near.
Yeah,
and I was telling brother Greg, I said, "You sure it wasn't a stew, not a boo?"
Yeah, I don't think that was his stew.
Well, I think it might have been a stew.
I don't think so. He doesn't have a fan club yet.
There's some people that like the rule changes, man.
Well,
some people.
His fan clubs
Roland,
are
there's some people.
The TSN commentators are basically his fan club.
TSN commentators and me.
Okay.
It's stew, guys. It's nowhere near Gary Bettman. That's bad. That is really bad.
Talents Aviation. It's funny how the one year we host, we aren't in the Grey Cup. Oh, you're talking about Winnipeg, I guess.
We as Winnipeg.
Yeah, we as in Winnipeg. Evan says, I'm a 20-year-old man and never seen a Tiger Cats Grey Cup. This is crazy. When was the last time the Ticats won a Grey Cup? Is it longer than BC? Because BC hasn't won one for a long time, too.
2011, right?
Yeah, for
so
BC.
Maybe it's before, yeah.
Okay, maybe, yeah. Morbital says those boos warm my heart. I heard the boos. There was a clip where he was being interviewed by Farhan and Dave Naylor, and there were people booing in the background as well in the interview.
Again, it's maybe they're mispronouncing stew. You
I
know,
don't think so. Um, Talents Aviation. Once again, Shea Patterson either is really disappointed at himself or he's happy and is gifted a ring by Saskatchewan.
I'm sure he wanted to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crushing because I mean, at least it's a 1 point game or a tied game, and then all Montreal needed to do at the end was kick a field goal. I mean, it changed the complexion in the game. They pound that in.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see it. Just it would have been a really close finish. But I mean, I just after that turnover, I just thought Saskatchewan was going to win the game.
Yeah.
A lot of things would have to happen for Saskatchewan to lose that game. Most likely in overtime too. So
Yeah. Daniel says, I think it did. Yes, I did. I think it will all settle down when it all gets changed over. He's talking about the rules. So he heard the boost, but he thinks it'll settle down once.
it will. It will.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I'm okay with most of the rules. The only two things well, actually, just one thing bothers me is the 110 yards to 100 yards. That one I don't get. Um, Just Believe says, did you guys watch Stuart Johnson at 2 Pacific before the game? He addressed some of the rule changes. Yeah, said the final 3 minutes for now will probably remain the same. I thought he said he was going to go to the rules committee. So he said that he wants to make sure that we still have the same no lead is safe kind of essence, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
it's going to go to my prediction, and I don't know, but my prediction is that there will be a 35-second clock between plays, but but the that'll be separate from the game clock. So there's the play clock and the game clock, and the game clock won't start until the ball is snapped, which is what we have today, right? So the 35 seconds addresses the where it's too long between plays. We want it to be hurry, hurry, hurry. So the 35-second will force that, but we don't want the team with the ball to lose time until they snap the ball. So I'm hoping that that'll be the case. Um, Morbital says, I've seen 4 Leo's Grey Cups, but 2011 was too long ago. Yeah, that was too long ago. Just Believe says the Ticats won last in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a long time. Evan says, Davis Alexander was acting like a douche to the Hamilton crowd last week. Didn't look so confident today. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, he has a swagger, right? So if if you're on his team, then you probably like that. But if you're on the other team, then it can get to you. Yeah, that swagger. Okay, 1999 was the last Ticats Grey Cup win. The Villes. My city's last Grey Cup championship was 1936. What was that? We will never see one again in Sarnia. Okay, that's
Yeah,
a long time ago. Yeah.
yeah.
Mortal says he continued his lies in that interview. Dismissed the Angus Reid poll and reference analytics he refused to make public. Yeah, that's something that bothers me too. Is that he's saying it's data driven, but we've never seen the data. So, I mean, yeah. So, he the justification for moving the goalposts is to reduce injuries, but what's the data for injuries hitting the goalpost? I don't remember seeing too many injuries hitting the goalpost. So, yeah.
But honestly, Roland, he's only accountable to the 9 governors. Ultimately, yes, he's accountable to all CFL fans, but
Uh,
he, as a executive, is just accountable to the board of directors or board of governors, right?
I mean, if in terms of the short,
The
direct,
short and the long and
direct.
short of it, right? Yeah,
Well, no, not the long. The
yeah.
direct
Hmm.
accountability. Yes, but at the
Hmm.
end of the day, without the fans. the clubs are not going to be here, right? So you piss off the fans, you're not
Well,
going to
just
have the
being,
CFL.
yeah, I guess he
So
can be more forthcoming on the information.
yeah,
Eh, But again, maybe these aren't like for sure ironclad changes, right? I mean, there are going to be some changes for next year. Again, nothing massive. And then the big one is for 2027. They mentioned they're going to go and discuss it together with the rules committee and the GMs, with the player union, get some more feedback. Obviously, they're getting a ton of feedback from the public.
yeah,
So that's going to be definitely a big data point for them.
yeah,
So I don't think what he has proposed now, I don't think that is 100% going forward as is. I think there's
yeah,
going to be changes to that. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking that public pressure and then the GMs, and the governors will all get together, and then with more discussion, with the union involved, and more discussion, they're gonna probably have better options or better
yeah,
ideas. But maybe
yeah,
they have discussed it. I don't know.
yeah.
I mean,
But
Nathan Rourke said he didn't hear anything of this. So
yeah, but I mean, I suspect you're right because I don't. Given how confident he was in that initial announcement, and given the public feedback now, I don't think he expected it. So, so, did he miscalculate? Maybe, probably.
yeah, I don't think
So,
he thought that he would get this kind of backlash. So that
yeah,
he'd had to like do some serious PR
yeah,
makeup in the last few
yes,
days, right?
yes, yes,
I think he's very he definitely sent a message. This is not Americanization.
yes,
So take it for what it's worth, right?
yeah.
But
I think so. So he addressed part of it, right? He said definitely three downs is there. So that's
65
great.
yards wide or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Well, the 65 yards was never an issue
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that
But
was
he
not.
says these are things that will not be touched.
Yeah, but I think if he really wants to quell so the first thing was the three downs. So I think that quells a lot of people's concerns. I think the second thing is the 110 yards
Yeah.
because there's no I can't find any good logic for why shrink the field to 100 yards. So if that's addressed, then I think this would really be put to rest. Because all the other rules, I mean, the Rouge, I like the Rouge the way it is, but I can live with it. The goalposts, I would rather they stay on the goal line, but if they move it, I can
Why do you want the
potentially live
goalpost on
with
the
it.
goal line?
Why do we want it in the back? Like, what's the reason?
No, I mean, why do you want it staying there just because it's there?
Well, no, because our game today, there's nothing wrong with the gameplay. Like the balance between field goals and touchdowns, moving the goalpost is going to change that balance, right?
Yep.
So um, that's going to change the balance. So you know, our game is exciting. Like this year, we had one of the most exciting years, right? We scoring is up. Lots of games that were down to the wire. Um, you know, moving it to the back is going to change all that, and it's not like you're just changing one thing. When you change one, everything's connected, right?
I
So
don't. I mean, the games are still going to be exciting.
I don't know about that. It's going to change the
Oh,
balance. We
I
don't know.
mean,
We don't know.
the games will be just as. I mean, we're not a kicking league, right? We're not a kicking league. We're not. I mean, if
We are
exciting means
the
we're kicking
kicking
more
the
field goals
kicking
or kicking
game.
less field goals, no,
The
it's not, right? We're
no, I mean
it's getting touchdowns.
the kicking game is huge in the CFL, right? That's
I
why we have a
understand, but
lot of
to
rules.
me, it's kicking a field goal to win is not terribly exciting. I'd rather you have to score a touchdown to win.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I love touchdowns for sure, right? That's why they're worth 6 points, right? But it's going to change the balance. So that's all I'm saying is that
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Fair enough.
you
Fair
know,
enough.
we he says it's all data driven, but then you know,
Well,
let's
again,
see the data.
there's a safety aspect
That
with the goalposts
yeah,
putting
give
in
me
the
the
back.
data. How many people were injured hitting the
Well, I don't know,
goalpost in the
right?
last 10 years? I don't know
And then
anyone.
if the ball in a
So
pass skims either the any part of the upright, the play is blown dead.
Yeah.
So you don't want to pass to hit the upright. And in a receiver that's wide open, it just skims the upright and he catches it, but it's ruled a dead ball. You
Yeah.
don't want that.
Well, let's ask the players, right? Because Rourke and some other quarterback, can't remember now, both came out and said they're
Yeah.
okay with that. They know that the goalpost is there and they just play around it.
Yeah, but
So
if it just skims it,
I'm just saying we're fixing something that is not broken. If
okay.
we want, if the goal is to grow the CFL, grow the fan base, grow the revenue, there's a lot more other low hanging fruit that we can go after, right?
So
The the
so you're
team.
in the opinion that that upright being where it is not something that is broken.
I'm just saying that's not the first thing that needs to be addressed if we want to grow the league, right?
Well, no, it's
That's
not. It's I mean, there's other they're addressing other things, right? Obviously, right? They're
yeah,
not
but
saying,
if we want to grow the league, let's address the ones that will give us the best bang for the buck first. I mean, eventually, if we address that, and then this is one of the things that we think will make a big
then
difference, then
okay,
fine.
let me open the door. What is the most pressing thing in your opinion they should address?
The most pressing thing is to grow revenue.
Yeah.
We want
Okay.
we want the teams to be healthy. We want the owners to not be losing money, right? So
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing.
So, and you're saying you don't see them growing revenue.
The rule changes right now. I have no
Well,
idea
no, I
how that
mean
connects to
they're
revenue
you
growth.
grow revenue. You don't grow revenue via rule changes.
Yeah.
I mean
So
that's I mean the rule changes. I mean it's hard to make a direct line just saying, "Oh, I'm making these rule changes and that will directly increase growing revenue." I don't see that. I don't think any I don't see any change. I mean, the only change that would help is avoiding the NFL season. Like a schedule change. Like because right now when the NFL comes in late summer or September, we're still in like the nitty gritty of the CFL season. So I mean, to me, if you want to avoid the NFL season more and
yeah,
avoid the NHL season when it comes on in October, especially in Canada, that's a huge. There's a huge. Well, I guess attention shifts to hockey. September is already in training camp, so those are things. Yeah, if you want to grow revenue, you will try to avoid these times, right?
yeah,
But
and you see, you're right, and I don't know if that's the biggest thing that will grow the revenue, but at least if that's something that they're looking at and is saying, okay, this has a potential to increase our revenue, then I'm good with that, right? Like let's have let's make let's explore the things that that could potentially directly address the revenue. These rule changes, is will it work? I mean, some of them, like I said, some of them I'm okay with, right? Like 35 seconds, I'm good with that. Moving the the benches to opposite field sides, I'm good with that,
yeah,
right? But it's
yeah,
it's the field size
the
and
length, the
yeah,
field length.
the length, yeah. Um, there was a quote earlier. Let me bring some. Where was it? Someone said it opens up the end zone by moving the goalposts. I mean, I can see that. So, um, and well, but I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't address the justification that he gave initially when he said that he wants to grow the league, right? So,
Yeah, there's no direct line to moving the goalpost back to the end zone to growing the league, growing revenue to the league.
yeah,
I mean, that's if that's your justification, I don't see it,
yeah,
but they're doing it for other reasons other than growing revenue for that
yeah,
change in and of itself.
yeah.
I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? I mean, moving the goalpost back, how does that grow revenue? I
Yeah.
mean, the
But
only
but we
way
know,
it's growing revenue is it's you're gonna appeal to the American viewers who are stuck on the NFL kind of look,
yeah,
right? I mean, let's be honest, right?
yeah.
So, but they said there's a safety aspect to this.
That's what I mean. But like, how many people have been injured by
Well, yeah, but then
also?
also Amar
So
Doman said they don't want a Grey Cup decided on the ball skimming in the uptight and a pass, and the receiver still catching it for a touchdown, but it's ruled a
I
dead
know,
ball.
but that's not safety anymore, right? So
That's not safety, but he
so
did say safety, and we don't want the Grey Cup decided on a call like that. So that's what he said in one of his media
yeah.
outlets. So to me, I don't want the ball blown dead. If a quarterback throws the ball to a receiver in the end zone, it's a touchdown, but it skimmed the upright and he still caught it. That should be a touchdown. But if it
Well,
touches, it's a dead ball.
then maybe the rule change should be like if it skims the goalpost but you still catch it, then
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
still a
it's
touchdown,
to
right? I mean,
me,
there's different ways to address that.
they're true. I'll give you that,
Yeah,
Roland. I'll give you that. But I mean, there's a chance you throw it and it hits the upright, smack on, and it goes right down.
yeah,
And if the goalpost was not there, it would have been a touchdown. And you know,
yeah.
so I know I wouldn't want that. Honestly, I would not want that. I'm like, get the goalpost out of there. Let's just. But I mean, everyone would have a different opinion on that one
Yeah.
because it's there for everybody, right? It's the same for everybody.
Yeah. Morbital says, if it's a safety aspect, why haven't the rugby leagues in Australia moved the uprights? That's a BS argument.
Well, it's a
I mean,
little different. They don't rugby guys don't run pass patterns in the end zone, right?
yeah. No, but I think the whole safety aspect is very weak because if you want to talk about data, how many people has been injured hitting the goalpost?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone in the last 10 years. So
Just safety alone, correct?
yeah,
But I think it's more than just
yeah.
safety.
So it's I think so. So this is I think this is where the people are not comfortable because he gives out reasons and people are not dumb, right? People are not dumb. They say, "What's safety aspect?"
Or
Right? So
Roland, I agree with you.
right?
It's not necessarily all safety. There's other reasons for the
Yeah,
goalpost.
and so when people hear that, they go, "You're hiding something, right? You tell us it's safety, and we know that it's not safety because we don't remember anyone getting injured hitting the goalpost." So, and so I think it's just not managed very well. It's been mishandled, right?
I it's not just safety. That's all.
Yeah,
He's mentioned it. It's not. I mean, and Amar Doman has mentioned it's not just safety. So just saying it's just safety, it's not right. There's more reasons other than safety, but I mean, yeah, I know you guys are focused on that, but
yeah.
it's not just safety.
Daniel says, "I agree. Hitting the post is a dead ball, which sucks. So move them back."
I mean, it's the same for both teams, right?
It
so,
is, yeah,
so it's kind of like a hazard.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. I mean, I'm fine with it moving to the back. I don't get the hoopla, but hey, that's just my opinion.
yeah,
Um, I'm used to it because I watch the NFL and it's not there, so I guess I'm used to it.
yeah. Stu Johnson is just trying to make excuses for changing the rules to his liking. So just, bro's probably an
Oh,
NFL
that's
fan.
true. Well, maybe not. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
So, I mean, I'm sure he's a smart person. I think the main issue I have is that things don't line up, and so we're left wondering what is the real reason, right? That to me is, I'm okay with most of the changes. The things that bother me the most is the 110 yards to 100. The goalposts, if that if there's a proper justification for that, I can accept it. Like Daniel said, it opens up the end zone, and I know some coaches like it. So, I'm okay to have a discussion on that, right? You
What
know,
did Amor Doman say? 9-0 in terms of the governors voted for the rule change.
yeah, but that
Some some of the governors are like rock, salt of the earth, old fashioned CFL fans. Okay,
well,
so they're not all like newcomers, new to the league.
yeah,
So
but
these are like some. I mean, you'd have to dig who the 9 governors are, but I mean 9 orders. But
but but just looking, reading between the lines, Stu Johnson coming out this week was probably, a direct order from the governors. Hey,
oh yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
you
Right
gotta
now,
you gotta
there's a
be
lot of
clear on
he's
these
got a lot
things.
of heat. He
Yeah,
needs to explain it more, and definitely rule out this Americanization. Some of the narrative pushed by some of the Canadian media, I might add, right? It's like there's Americanization happening, and that's not the case. But there's not evidence. There's not direct evidence to that fact.
Yeah.
It's a
Daniel
lot of
says,
circumstantial speculation.
yeah.
Hmm.
Daniel says they have a lot more plays getting into the end zones in the NFL, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch enough NFL. But what I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that the CFL games are higher scoring than the NFL games. So, uh, you
Oh
know,
yeah, they have more plays per game.
yeah, that's why we've got to look at the whole thing. That's why I'm saying the rules are all interconnected. Changing one rule is going to affect the whole game, and so it needs to be looked at carefully.
Well, I mean, they have more plays. They
Yeah,
have more. We have a wider field and another player, so you have the waggle. It greatly helps the offense. So there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of what do you call? There's a lot of advantages for the CFL having a more offensive game.
yeah. I mean, we are a more offensive game
Yeah,
already.
yeah, it is. You're because your pass. The
Yeah,
CFL is a pass-heavy game,
yeah,
and you need to pass to win.
yeah. Daniel says 9-0. Yes, he did say Hamilton owner has been there since 2003. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like some young. What's his last first name?
yeah,
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah. Like I said in my rant a couple months ago, I'm not opposed to changes, but I just want to make sure that we're making changes the right way. We don't want to be fixing things that don't need to be fixed. And conversely, I want us to focus on the things that really need to be fixed. Right? If our biggest problem is to grow revenue, then let's attack that head on, and not play around with all these things that have very little impact to the revenue. That's the biggest thing that I
Rollins goes, show me the data, show me the evidence.
yeah. Just believe says Stu. I'm not gonna say. I get. I I hear you. Gonna need a 4-hour conference with fans to explain. Um,
You won't.
CFL games are higher scoring. The NFL fan that liked the rules had a debate with me for like an hour on which is better, and I picked apart everything he said.
Mm.
The only thing the NFL is greater than CFL is rushing yards. Yeah.
Mm.
Evan H. All these Montreal fans who hated on the Blue Jays in the World Series because they say we stole their team deserve this. Just Felice says, haha. Yeah. But we got that survey like Morbital mentioned earlier from Angus Reid, and they surveyed and the people the thing that people didn't like the most was the change from 110 to 100 yards. So hopefully if they go deeper into that and they listen, maybe they might change it back. And if they do, then I'd be happy. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, how many people they polled for Angus Reid?
1,200, I think.
1,200. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, people like you're always gonna the naysayers are always gonna be more vocal than the people who support it, right?
yeah.
So,
No, but I looked through the article and I actually downloaded the data. I haven't looked at it yet. They actually provided the raw data.
mm-hmm.
So they also asked the people, are you like how frequently do you follow the CFL, right? So they have three categories: people who don't follow the CFL, people who follow it, and people who follow it closely. So then they have results from those three categories. So it goes into a little bit more detail than just yes or no, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just believe I like all rules except field and end zone size and goalposts. Yeah, yeah. The the field length to me uh, is very awkward for him to explain because it doesn't fit any of his justifications. Yeah. All right, let's move on from the rules. I think the rules talk will be ongoing for the next 2 years.
Yeah, that's right. And let's wait until things are finalized.
Yeah,
I mean, I think next year is just benches on opposite sides,
and
which
the
I think will
Rouge.
be good. And I think the Rouge it has to be a playable ball, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think those two rule changes are fine. I don't really. I think it's good for the gameplay and the team.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm sad with the Rouge because I like it, but I can live with it.
a playable ball, right? Yeah. So it'd be
Yeah.
interesting if it bounced like on the 5 yard line and it bounced through the end zone. What would that be? Would that
Yeah.
be a rouge, or would that be like, well, it's not a playable ball, so we're not giving you a point? So it'd be interesting how they rule that.
Yeah. Yeah. What playable means, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see, but I like the fact like you can't just boot it through the end zone and get a point. Yeah.
Yeah. I, yeah. I mean, I'm sad losing that because I thought that was okay, but I can live with
So big of you, Roland. So big of you.
it. Okay. Daniel says, let's talk about Nathan winning MOP and Top Canadian. That was our prediction. And I'm really happy for him.
Hmm.
I think it's well deserved. Top Canadian for sure. MOP, we talked about a bit earlier against Bo Levi. Bo Levi is a great player too, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer for sure. But yeah, it was great. And the other line winners, Matthew Betts won top defensive player.
Didn't
That's a
didn't look like he was gonna be anywhere near that award at
yeah.
halfway mark of the season. But
I think that was probably the more impressive part. In half a season, he was able to, uh, get his stats up, right?
yeah,
So imagine if he was performing at that level the whole season.
I think he just needed some help, like
Yeah,
with Bell and Anai, and then Tavai raising his game.
yeah,
I think Hendricks coming back from injury. I think
yeah,
that really did help. So hopefully they can keep it up.
yeah. Having said all that, I think our D line still needs a little bit more for next year.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree. Agreed.
yeah. And then Morbital says, my neighbor Andrew Pearson. Yes, he won an award too. What was his award? It was
I think it's like some community aspect
yeah,
award.
yeah. He's a great guy. Like he's
So the Lions confirmed the fan was from the other team that made
oh
that
that
threat.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
that's a
pretty. Another reason why didn't really like that fan base winning today, but
mm.
um,
Well, I mean, one
just
fan doesn't
just one fan.
represent the whole fan base, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I think I mean, yeah, that was just a brain dead thing to do, right? I mean, we can
Hmm.
enjoy the game, but you don't take it, it's nothing personal with the players, right? I don't understand that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Morbital says culture guy. That's Andrew Pearson. Evan says Jason Moss somewhere at Nobu crying with some French bums. Huh?
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Let me get a poll going, guys. You
Okay.
guys, did you guys see Bro Greg's pregame thoughts?
Okay.
So Greg was mentioning this earlier in the chat when
I
he
don't know
came
if anyone
online.
saw here, but
So did you guys see? Type one in the chat if you saw Greg's pregame thought for today's game.
yeah, he
One's in
posted
the
it
chat.
separately. Yeah.
He did it separately. He tagged three down bros, but three down bros didn't. I don't know. Did we like it? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so. Sorry, Greg.
So basically, okay. So I guess no one really saw it, which is good. So basically, he's doing his pregame thoughts. He met two Riders fans, and he's in his Lions Lucky Whitehead jersey, and he was like talking about what Saskatchewan needed to do to win the game. And he's with these two Riders fans, and then at the end, you know how the three down bros go Lions, right? When we do our pregame thoughts, he goes go Riders.
Yes. That's why
Yes,
we
he
didn't like his
did.
post.
So I am all over him for that. Chat, you tell me what penance should Greg do to make it up to the three down bros, because how dare you say go another team
Not
that
just another
just
team,
beat
to the
you?
team that we lost to.
Yeah. There is no way. I mean, we can link it.
No, he wasn't at the Grey Cup, Daniel. He was out of town, but not at the Grey Cup.
All right, chat. You tell me, what penance should Greg have to do? Because that's unacceptable as a
Yeah,
Lions fan.
to
And he
say
was
go
wearing a
Riders.
Lions jersey too.
I know, and to say go Riders.
I'm never gonna let that. Greg,
He's
you're in
not here to
trouble with
defend
that one.
himself, so we can impose any penance we want.
Well, apparently he had technical difficulties. Didn't want to face the music.
Yeah. Second last Starfighter. 100% players, crew, staff should never be or feel personally threatened. Yeah, absolutely. Some fans need to give their heads a shake. Yeah. Morbital says, I love sports, live and breathe it, but it's just a game no matter what. It's a game. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Daniel did not see Greg's post. Morbital, I have no problem cheering for the Riders. I got Saskatchewan blood from my dad and grandparents. Definitely better than cheering for the Bombers or Stamps. Okay. So Morbital will give Greg a pass.
You're not getting a pass from me, Greg. Not.
If Campbell coached the CFL, he'd still go for it on fourth down. Okay.
Oh man. Okay. Dan Campbell.
Oh, Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I guess this takes us to the end of the Lions season. It's a bittersweet. It was still a very successful season. I mean, we saying what could have, should have happened if we had won last week. But if we step back and take a look at the big picture, that's a huge step forward from last year for us. And you know we'll during the off we I guess we won't have any regular live streams from here onwards since there's no more games, but we might have one every now and then. And one of the episodes that we'll want to do before the start of the next season is you know what parts of our team do we need to upgrade. So that's something that would be good to look at maybe once free agency opens as well. So, but yeah, it's been it's been a good year for the Lions. I'm excited to see what was going to happen in the off season. Oh, Evan's asking top two Lions off season wish list items. Do you have any thoughts on that now, or
Yeah, Evan, you tell us what you. I mean, we've done before like a Christmas wish list for the Lions. We might do some. We might do a quick hit with the Three Down Bros, saying, "Okay, what do we wish for Christmas?" Um, for the Lions. So
yeah?
maybe that will
Okay, we could
we can
do
whip
a
that up. But definitely, I think let free agency settle down. There's going to be some level of player movement, and then we'll kind of see how things end. Maybe we do some episodes right before free agency to see what the Lions should shop for, and then of course, then once free agency happens and the Lions sign other players, then we'll probably have reaction videos to
yeah,
any major moves.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, and I think we're gonna have another episode soon regarding our preseason picks and how well we did.
Yeah,
We did a whole bunch of preseason predictions about MVPs, who would win the Grey
yeah.
Cup, and all
Which
these things.
coaches are going to lose their jobs?
Yeah, so I think Bro Greg might be in the lead on this one.
Yes.
So we'll go through that in its entirety. So
Yeah. And the one thing that I'll be working on in the off season as well. I started it a bit, but now that we have no games, I'm going to be able to spend a bit more time on it. Is the Football 101 series. Just kind of going over simple plays and penalties, explaining what it is, and the target is for people who don't understand football that much. So maybe you have friends or families that are starting to watch football, and you know it's the game is a lot better when you understand what's happening on the field, right? So we want to create a few more of those videos that explains, you know, what is an offside, you know, what is a forward pass, you know, just things like that, right? What's a first down? Very basic stuff. So football 101, very short videos that we can send to our friends and families just to help grow the fan base.
yeah,
You know, help grow the fan base, help grow the, you know, interest in this game that we all love so much, right? All right.
but tell us in the chat what you want us. If there's some content ideas you want for us, let us know in the chat. Definitely like the like the video, like this video, so we get a little bit more love in the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah. Daniel says, it was great seeing you guys at games. We'll be back again next year. Do you guys know when the first BC Plays home game is yet? We don't know yet.
Not sure.
They haven't published a schedule. We know that the first two home games will be out probably in Kelowna.
Mm-hmm.
One preseason game will be in Victoria. So we don't know when that'll be yet, or even when the first home game is. Morbital says, do one about the history of the league. Maybe it will help people understand why we have these vestiges of rugby in the CFL. Yeah, I'd like to. I need to do more research to get all the facts straight. There is an old video that has in YouTube that does this. I've seen that before, but yeah, if I can do some research, I might do that as well. All right, so it's 9:36. I guess we'll call it, Arthur. So
Yeah, yeah.
go ahead. Yeah.
It's a good year. I think overall, just my last thoughts of the year for the Lions. It was a growing year. It was a year of transition into Buck Pierce and Ryan Rigmaiden. Um, and I think they finished well. We wish they would finish executed better in the last 3 minutes of the Western Final.
Yeah.
But overall, a really positive year, and very. I think there's a lot of positives to build on for next year.
Yeah.
So, be very interested to see what changes they make. And I agree with, was it Evan H? We need to improve in the trenches.
Yes,
and
for sure.
That's pretty one of the reasons. Well, one of the big reasons why we lost in the Western
Yeah.
Final. How about
Yeah.
you, Roland?
Yeah, I guess like I mentioned already, it was a good season. It was fun. It was fun for us to see a lot of you guys in the stadium as well, and we look forward um, to doing that more next season. Morbital says, "Thanks, fellas. Have a pilsner." Yes, for sure, we will. We actually did already earlier during Grey Cup. Um, but yeah, thanks to all of you guys watching this online and watching it after the live stream as well. It's been great interacting with you guys. Actually, that to me, that's the funnest part. We celebrate the wins. We get upset at the losses, but bantering with you guys and talking back and forth with you guys, both online and in the live stream and also in the comments afterwards. It's been a lot of fun. So we really enjoyed that. So yeah, have a great off season, and we'll post some random videos here and there, and if there's any new developments, we'll post it as well, and we'll continue talking to you guys. Um, Daniel says, I'm predicting next year will be better for the Lions. Night, guys. Yes, that's what I'm predicting too.
Yep.
All right, so we'll call it a night. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening and a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Go Lions.
Okay, go
Have a great off
Lions.
season, everyone.
Okay, take care, everyone. Good night.